Hello. Oh boy. So I'm in this room with this heater, so my voice tends to get a little funky. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Ash.
So we are, and I'll say this again. I just received the call that we're supposed to open back in the club next week. So what we're going to do is do a live feed from the class, which is what I've done in other studios too. So that way, if you're not wanting to come into the club still, you can always practice from home or from wherever, right?
Okay,
We'll
great.
see. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we'll see, everything starting to settle down again, but we're just gonna keep riding the roller coaster, right?
Right,
It's gonna be
exactly.
good. The good news is we're just adapting to whatever, which is nice. How are you feeling? Any special requests today? Anything going on in the body I should know about?
Um, I, I think I'm doing pretty well considering. Thank you.
Good, and that's good to hear. Let's see, a few more minutes. We can. I have a little back bending. Not, I say back bending, and it sounds really extreme, but we'll say like a heart opening and front body lengthening practice. Um, so if you want to do any kind of warming up in the shoulders or lower back, that's where we're heading today.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mhm. Oh, I'm back a little too far. Gosh. All right. It's just at 5:45. We'll go ahead and get into our first shape, and people can come and go as they please. Our first shape, we're going to come into a reclining bound angle. So feet together, knees out, and come to lie on your back. And today we are going to take our arms and make them mimic what our legs are doing. So we want the elbows nice and wide, the top of one hand resting in the palm of the other, and it doesn't matter which one is on top. We want to feel nice and open across the chest. And maybe, I say it doesn't matter which hand is on top, but maybe for you it does. So try out both, see if they feel different at all, and go with which one feels best in your body today. So we want to feel really spacious. And if this is already causing some chaos in the hips or the knees, slide those heels a little further away from the body, and that will make this less intense. And on the opposite end, if you'd like a little more intensity, the heels in closer, can get deeper into the hip points. So we're looking for some opening in the hips and chest without arching into the middle of the back. So keep that in mind as you find your placement and start to settle in. And once you've found that sweet spot, once you've started to settle into the space on your mat, into the way your body's feeling right now, let the eyes close. And then just for a moment, squeeze those eyes closed really tight, scrunch the forehead up, and then soften that. Find a little space across the brow and around the eyes. Maybe a small little lift in the eyebrows to invite even more space there. And then do the same thing with the back of the jaw, but instead of clenching it, let's just rock it side to side or stretch it open really wide, inviting as much space as possible in the face, in the whole body today, but starting with these small little muscles of the face. We work so hard, even when we're not meaning to. And we tend to hold reactions in our face or concentration in our face and these little muscles and stress as always. So soften there. And then soften between the shoulders, even if that's just the subtle softening that comes with acknowledging the space. And then let that softening roll all the way down the spine into the glutes, the knees, the feet. And start to bring your awareness to your breath. Not changing anything just yet, just noticing how the breath is moving through the body. Noticing if you're holding or you're breathing a little fast or slow. Just noticing. And then we'll start to sync it up, taking a big deep breath in together. And a slow exhale, nose or mouth, your choice. Again, deep breath in through the nose. Slow exhale. And then one more of those. Deep breath in. A big sigh, audible sigh to let it go. And start finding that smooth evenness of breath, extending inhales and exhales. Really feeling the belly expand and contract. Extending your inhales so much that the chest even begins to lift. You feel the ribs expand. And slowly letting it out with each exhale. And starting the new year off with a heart opening practice, working our way into, uh, again, I'm going to say back bending practices, but only in the realm of back bends as what they inspire in us. Back bends are invigorating, they're energizing, they build confidence, they help battle any kind of depressive feelings, which can occur. And certainly this past year and the beginning of this one, being cooped up and stuck inside, and all the things that are going on in the world. We're using our beginning of the year practice to invite in that good energy and opening the heart and making a lot of space in the front body today, because the front body really determines how deep we can go in our back bend. We're going to do some hip opening, some heart opening, and some twisting. One more deep breath in this shape. And as you exhale, stretch the legs all the way long. You can slide them or walk them, reach the arms overhead and get as long as possible, reaching through fingers and toes, spreading them wide. And then climbing the feet to the floor and bringing the hands to the hips just to windshield and paper the knees. Get some movement going in the hips. And then we'll deepen this lower back stretch by hugging the knees into the chest, hands either to the kneecaps or the shins or backs of the thighs. We're not gripping or pulling, we're just finding a steady connection here as we rock side to side on the spine, maybe in a little circle. Starting out nice and easy, massaging the low back. And cross your ankles and we'll start to rock vertically on the spine. You can rock a few times or just once, and we'll come up to sit if you have a blanket handy or maybe even a block to sit up on. It's never a terrible idea to add some height to the spine. Sitting up on a prop to help lengthen out the lower back, help us find some more space. And then as you arrive, rest your hands on your thighs, and again, let your eyes close. And before we change anything, we're just going to do a little mental scan of the body and just feel our alignment, feel where our anatomy is, how it's stacking. And then we're going to work to actively lengthen the spine by pulling the lower belly in and up. So in towards the spine, up towards the heart, to feel that little lift in the chest as that happens. And think about lifting up through the top of your head, not letting the eyes lift to the sky, and not releasing the chin all the way to the chest, just finding that little dip in with the chin. Long neck. Think about the lower ribs hugging in and up with the lower belly. And then while we're still holding all of that, just that little bit of core engagement to find that length in the spine. So again, soften the brow, the eyes, the jaw. And start to find your Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose. And a little soft whisper at the back of the throat. Blink the eyes open and we'll start to move with the breath. We'll inhale, reach the arms halfway up. Exhale, bend the elbows, bring the fingers to interlace behind the head. Elbows travel back, shoulder blades draw together and down as the heart and face lifts. Big inhale here. Exhale, elbows to ears, round the spine, chin to chest, and then we release the hands back down to our thighs. Cycle through it. Inhale, arms lift up halfway, come back up to sit. Exhale, hands behind the head. Inhale, elbows back, heart lifts, find that length. Exhale, curl it in, chin to chest. Release the hands. Inhale, lifting it up, halfway up with the arms. Exhale, elbows bend, hands behind the head. Elbows draw back, heart lifts. Last one here, arch the upper back. Exhale, round it in. Release the hands down and roll your way up to sit. Bring both hands out beside you, so fingertips to the floor. We'll find that core engagement again, not lifting the chin, not tucking it in, finding a nice neutral spine. And then left hand comes up and over, lengthening through the left side body. And inhale, reach through the left fingers. Exhale back to center, left fingers kiss the mat. Right fingers reach up and over. Inhale into this side body stretch. Keep grounding through both sits bones. Next inhale lengthens a little more through the right fingers. Exhale, bring it back to the earth. Next inhale reaches both arms out and up. Find your widest wingspan. Relax the shoulders and twist to the right, left hand to right thigh. Right hand either behind you, fingertips, or maybe we bring the back of the hand to the small of the back. And again, we're finding that in and up motion with the lower belly, with the bottom ribs, And finding a spot on the floor about 3 feet in front of you to focus your eyes. And in front of you at this point, I mean to the right where we're twisting. Your next inhale lifts you up a little longer in the spine. One more exhale, empty out, twist. Your next inhale, unwind you, arms float up by the ears, move through that wide wingspan. Relax the shoulders, exhale, twist to the left. Again, holding here for a few breaths. Maybe the hand finds the floor behind you or the small of your back. Right hand to left thigh, and we're finding that core engagement, pulling in and up with the belly button, with the rib cage, eyes over the left shoulder, but on the floor. We still have that nice long neck. One more inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, empty out, twist all the way. Inhale, unwind. One more time, move through that wide wingspan, arms out and up. Palms press, and we exhale, hands to heart center. Keep the elbows in line with the wrists, fingers splayed out really wide, heart lifting to the thumbs, head bowing to the heart. We begin our practice with the vibration of Om, signifying the connection to everything and everyone, also signifying the beginning, middle, and end, and silence of everything. And as we come into this practice, especially in the new year when so many people are picking up new things and committing to this new practices, and know that as you either mentally or verbally join in with this vibration, that you are connecting to so many people around the world that are practicing right now. Inhale fully, receive the breath. Exhale, completely empty out. And we'll inhale for Om. Om. And let's release the hands, shake out the wrists, maybe circle the neck a little bit, and make our way to tabletop. As always, if it's kind, place a blanket under the knees. Otherwise, you can send whatever props you were sitting on out of the way. We're going to bring knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, and then check out between your knees and make sure you don't see your feet. We don't want the toes to hang out together just yet, and we don't want the heels to knock inward. So really press into all 10 toenails, which helps, as awkward as it is, it does help us find that grounding down through the tops of the feet. Press the floor away here. Our bottom ribs hug up to the chest without rounding the spine, and we're just taking a moment here to feel this strength and tabletop, eyes on the floor. And then we'll move through it. Inhale, sinking the belly down, eyes lift, cow pose. Exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin, cat. Empty out here, press down, press, press, press. Inhale, sink it back down into cow. Exhale, rounding it into cat, pressing through hands, pressing through the tops of the feet, hugging the ribs in. One more of these. Inhale, sink the belly down. And exhale, rounding it in. Good. From here, we'll come back to a neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes and walk your hands one handprint forward. So we're going to refine this foundational shape that can get a little complicated. So we're going to just give it our all. Really good for the upper back, really good for the spine in general. Again, awkward, but good. We'll take our chest forward of the thumbs and then we'll keep the hips exactly where they are. We'll start to bend the elbows towards the ribs, bringing just the chest and chin down. Ashta Pranam. From here, reach your toes back. It could be one at a time, it could be both. And then Feel this wave-like motion as you inhale the heart, lift, elbows hug to the ribs, baby cobra. Exhale, chin to chest. We'll come through hands and knees. Take the knees out nice and wide and sink your hips back towards your heels, child's pose. Walk your hands forward, spread the fingers wide and press down into all 10 fingertips as the forehead grounds. Feel the breath rising and falling in the back body. Back to that Ujjayi breath. One more. Claw through the fingertips. Peel yourself back towards hands and knees. Keep the arms forward of the shoulders. Climb the knees under the hips. And then we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, down dog. Pedal out the feet, shake the head yes and no. Little freestyle in here. Find your stillness. Anchor the hands through that space between pointer finger and thumb. Feel your biceps, your upper arms roll outward as the elbow creases roll towards the top of your mat. So again, we're feeling this engagement in the shoulder blades moving towards the hips here. Ears moving away from the shoulders as we look back to our knees or our hips or our belly buttons. And we'll take 3 deep breaths in stillness here. Relax your heels, let them feel heavy, even if the knees are bent softly. All right, let's soften the knees even more. Draw a line with your nose, look between your thumbs, and take a slow walk to the top of your mat. Heel toeing or toe heeling rather your way up, and then folding in half once you get there. Feet at least 2 fists of distance apart, knees as bent as you like. So really get generous with that bend in the knees. If you'd like, you can keep the fingertips on the floor or take opposite elbows to get heavier, sending your weight towards the toes. Movement or stillness here in ragdoll. Notice if your eyes are on the floor and see if you can take them to your knees. Really giving permission for that neck to find its length, top of the head to be super heavy. And then release whatever you're holding on to. And we'll inhale, lift up halfway, hands to shins, long spine, eyes to the floor. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees deeply, scoop your tailbone forward. We'll press into the feet to roll it up, 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 nice and slow. Feet are pressing down as we roll through the spine. And we'll come into Tadasana. I'm gonna adjust my camera just a little bit so you can see what's going on up here. We'll find our Tadasana. Feet stay where they are unless they want to come completely together. But I recommend for this practice, keeping the hips and the feet hips distance apart. And if we've lost that, a great way to find it is to bring the feet together, send weight into your heels and separate your toes, and then send weight into your toes, separate your heels. And that'll bring us about hips distance where we want to be. Relax your wrists, palms turn forward. And from that palm turning forward action, feel the shoulders lift up, back, and down. Still a lot of space between the shoulders and the ears. So let the wrists feel heavy, heavy enough to bring the shoulders down. Tailbone lengthens to the floor, so we feel those bottom ribs activate, lifting up. And our chin tucks just slightly towards the chest. So not all the way in. We don't want to feel a stretch, but we want to feel length rather than crunching. We'll inhale, arms halfway up. Turn the thumbs, down, and exhale. I'm going to turn around for this one. Reach your arms behind your back and find the small of your back. So fingers are pointing down, elbows are hugging towards each other. We feel that lift in the heart, and we're going to bring a little softness into the knees as we scoop the hips forward and lift the heart up to lean back into our hands. Standing back bend, chin can tuck in or the head can lift all the way up here. Hips travel forward, lots of space in the front body. One more inhale here. Exhale, come back. Relax the hands down, maybe a little shaking out of the wrist. Maybe feeling that tingle, that rush of energy in the arms. Inhale and exhale. Here we go. Inhale, arms lift out and up. Find that wide wingspan. Exhale, fold it forward. Halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, and we'll step back to downward facing dog. Bring your knees to the mat, untuck your toes, and if it feels kind, you can bring a blanket underneath the knees if they're feeling a little sensitive, because what we're going to do is bring the hands to our hips to come and stand up on the shins. So imagine you can turn your hips like a dial. We're turning our hips forward without squeezing into the glutes. So we just want to feel really subtle engagement here. And then we're just going to step the right foot forward. Right foot steps forward. Release the hands and sweep them up by the ears. Inhale. Exhale, fold it forward. Left hand anchors. We're going to tuck the left toes, lift the back knee up, and reach the right hand up. Big twist here. Inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down. Step the right foot back to high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin to the floor. So feel that little curve in the back. Feel the toes on the mat. Reach the toes back. Roll the shoulders up. Baby cobra, inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Come back through hands and knees. And then walk the hands back towards the body. Back up to set up for the other side. Okay. Hands to the hips. Eyes to the top of your mat. We're going to anchor through the top of the right foot and step the left foot forward. Reach the arms up and back. Big breath in here. Lift the heart. Exhale, fold it forward. Anchor through the right hand. Tuck the right toes. Lift that knee up and wind into this twist. Left arm lifting to the sky. One inhale here. Exhale, frame the front foot. One more time, we'll step it back to plank from here. Inhale in. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Last time for this option. Reach the toes back, slither forward, heart lifts up, baby cobra. This time we'll exhale through tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Big sigh, let it go. Inhale, heels lift up. Knees bend, eyes forward. This time you can walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Find that long length in the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward. Anchor the feet, reach the arms out and up, wide wingspan. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. We'll keep it moving. Inhale, arms lift out and up. Exhale, dive it forward. Halfway lift, long spine. This time, plant the palms, step one foot, then the other, back to high plank. Inhale in here. Exhale, lower down your choice all the way to the belly or halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, scooping forward, baby cobra or up dog now, finding more lift. Exhale over the toes, downward facing. And as we move through practice, a little loud. As we move through practice, you can pick and choose your vinyasas. Maybe you lower down with the knees or all the way to the mat. Your practice, your body, your choice. Deep breath in, big sigh, let it go. Inhale, heels lift up. Knees bend, eyes forward. Make your way to the top of the mat with your next inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale, lower, fold. One more time, we'll reach the arms out and up. Big breath in. Exhale, dive forward. Fingers line up with toes. Halfway lift, nice long spine. Send your weight to the top of the mat. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, lower down, your choice. Inhaling to find your back bend, upper body lifting. Exhale over the toes, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Right leg lifts back and up. Bend your knee, point it up to the sky, and relax your left heel a little more towards the mat. Anchor into both hands, so don't dump everything into that right hand. Really press down into the left. And you could say here, or make circles with this top leg, or just let the foot drape behind you to open the hip. One more inhale here. One more exhale. Inhale, straighten that leg, point the toes to the sky. Exhale, knee towards the nose, round it as you step the foot forward. We're gonna bring the left heel, that's the back heel, down onto the mat. Left toes point towards the top left corner. Bend deeply into that front knee and sweep the arms up by the ears, warrior one. Yeah. Get the inner left thigh involved. So press down into the pinky toe edge of that left foot. And then think about the inner left thigh and really just reach into it as the left hip comes forward, right hip slides back just a little bit. Pelvis tilts forward, bottom ribs lift up, shoulders relax from the ears. Inhale here. Exhale, arms out to a T, thumbs turn down, reach behind your back, interlace your fingers. You can have a pretty generous bend in the elbows here. We don't want to lock the elbows. Let the knuckles drop down, shoulder blades squeeze towards each other. Walk your front foot 1 or 2 steps to the right, and then fold forward, humble warrior. The right shoulder lining up with the right thigh. Left shoulder coming forward as you anchor through the left pinky toe edge. Yeah. Let's release the fingers, sweep them up by the ears, back to our warrior one. Inhale. Right foot can walk back to the center as we exhale, frame it. Roll to the ball of the back foot. Step back, move through the vinyasa, or breathe with me in down dog. From your down dog, spread the fingers wide, anchor through pointer finger and thumb of both hands. We'll reach the left leg back and up. Anchor through the right heel, bend the left knee, point it up to the sky. Start to level your shoulders. So don't let that right shoulder come way back. Bring it forward. And you can stay here or circle out this top leg. Good. With your next inhale, lengthen that left leg all the way back and up. Exhale, squeeze it towards the nose as you round the spine, step it between the thumbs, and we'll set up warrior one. Right heel down, right toes pointing forward. Feet bend in the left knee, arms come up by the ears. And here, notice differences between the sides. And you might already want to step that left foot to the left a bit, especially if the hips are feeling really stuck in place. A floorboard or two of space between the feet can really be helpful in finding that hip alignment, which is what we want. We want the right hip coming forward, engaging through the inner right thigh, left hip pulling back while we still bend deep into the left knee. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, the bottom ribs hug in and up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and step that left foot a few steps to the left. We'll inhale here. Exhale, arms to a T. Thumbs turn down, reach behind your back, interlace your fingers. Softness in the elbows, but the shoulder blades can squeeze together. And we'll fold forward, humble warrior. Feel the back foot working just as hard as the front foot. Not trying to dump all of our weight into the left leg. We want the hips to work to be in a line, that left hip pulling back even though the knee is bent. Right hip pushing forward just a bit. Relax the head. Release your fingers. Sweep the arms up by the ears. Big inhale. Left foot walks to the center of the mat. One more inhale here. Reach the fingers up. Exhale, frame the front foot. Roll onto the ball of the back foot. Reach it back, move through that lunge. And then again, optional vinyasa or step it back to breathe in down dog. From your down dog, right leg reaches back and up. Just one inhale here. Exhale, step the foot between the thumbs. Left heel comes down, heels line up. Warrior one for one breath in. Hands to heart center. We'll exhale, open warrior two. Feet adjusting here to find balance. Heel to heel or front heel to back arch. That back heel is in a line with the short end of your mat. We're reaching the fingers, but relaxing the shoulders. Again, think about the ribs hugging in, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Front palm reaches up and back, radiant warrior. We'll bring it back to warrior two. Straighten the front knee. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn the right toes parallel to the left. Or check out your feet. Make sure your big toes are lining up. One's not forward or backward of the other. And we'll take a forward fold here, leading with the heart lifting. Heart lifting, pelvis tucks forward. Keep the core active as you slowly hinge forward. Coming to a fold. And then bring your hands down to the mat. If the hands reach easily, start to walk them back in space and feel like chaturanga arms. Feel that like push-up arms. Well, no, not push-up arms, yoga push-up arms. So the elbows are hugging towards each other and a slight bend back. And we can let the top of our head feel heavy. You can keep a little softness in the knees here. We don't want to lock them back. Nice buoyant knees. And then we'll bring the hands to the hips and inhale all the way up. Good. From here, right toes point towards the top of the mat. We're going to turn our torso to face the top of the mat and step the back foot in just a bit. And the toes are going to point forward on both feet. So it's like this little tightrope walking feeling. Root down into your feet. Again, tuck your pelvis forward. Let the left quad start to activate. And then we'll bring the arms out to a T, thumbs down. This time you could take opposite elbows behind your back or You could interlace the hands, or you could find reverse prayer. Feel the hip points line up. Lower belly pulls in and up. We'll fold here, Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Once you've folded as much as your body is going to let you, let the chin release to the chest. A little bend in that front knee is okay, but we don't want to bend it so much that we're in a lunge or in a warrior. This is a little bit different than our humble warrior from other, but the same kind of sensation. Let your next inhale carry you all the way back up. Woo. Step your back foot forward. Release your hands, Tadasana. Take a breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale, arms reach out and up, big breath in. Exhale, dive forward, fingers lining up with toes. Halfway lift, long spine. Plant the palms, move through a vinyasa or step it right to down dog. One more side to go. Left leg lifts back and up. Inhale. Exhale, step the foot forward. Back heel to the mat. Bend into that front knee. Sweep the arms up by the ears. Warrior one. Just one breath here. Feel it. Hands through heart center. We'll exhale to open. Warrior two. Flowing through. Front palm up and back. Radiant warrior. Big breath in and out. Bring it back to warrior two. Straighten the front knee. Relax your hands down. Left toes now turning parallel to the right. And I'm gonna not face the wall here. And we're gonna just bring our hands, actually I will face the wall. Just bring your hands behind your back. We don't have to make any kind of grandiose movement, but you can if you'd like. We're just gonna interlace the fingers behind the back. And then again, draw the shoulders together and down. So we feel how the front body really affects our back bending shape. We're doing a lot of heart opening, a lot of space in the front body today. And we feel that back bend quality, even though we've not actually gone into very many back bending poses. Send your weight toward your toes. We're gonna fold here all the way over. The knuckles can hang out on the sacrum. You can lift them off if you'd like, if it feels okay. Try not to lock the elbows. Let the head relax. And shaking a little no and yes. Send your weight towards your toes. Feel the shoulders working here, squeezing together and sliding up towards the hips. Your next inhale is going to carry you all the way up. Release your hands, give them a little shake as we set up for our pyramid pose. For our pyramid pose, our left foot is going to turn towards the top of the mat. Our right toes are going to turn towards the top of the mat. About 2.5 to 3 feet of space. My brain's working faster than my mouth between the feet. And again, arms come to a T, thumbs down, reach behind the back and take the opposite elbow. So the one that feels kind of awkward, go with that one. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other, and this will help the core activate, and we find that length in the spine. Anchor into the big toe edges of both feet. A little soft bend in that left knee just so we're not locking it back. And we'll fold here, pyramid, Parsvottanasana. Once you can't fold any longer, relax your chin to your chest. Keep the space at the bottom of the neck reaching forward. Inhale all the way back up. Relax the hands. Step the right foot forward, back to Tadasana one last time. Inhale. Exhale. Sweep the arms out and up one more time. Big breath in, big wingspan. Exhale, dive it forward with intention. Feel it in the body. Halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant the palms, option for one final vinyasa or breathe in down dog. Big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Bring your knees to the mat. Untuck the toes and walk the hands forward. Even if they come off the mat just a bit, that's okay. We're going to sink the heart down, heart chakra pose, Anahata Asana, or puppy pose, whichever you like. Good. Walk the hands in just enough to let the forearms come down, and then we'll walk the knees back and end up on our belly. I'll adjust my camera so you'll be down here with me. So take your time getting onto the belly, crossing the forearms, and windshield wipering the knees as you come down, or the feet rest. Tops of the feet come down. And before we do anything else, let's really think about this lower half of the body. So maybe the toes walk back a little bit. They should line up with the sits bones. So about hips distance, a little more narrow. And then work your hip points onto the mat. This could mean lifting up one thigh and then the other and just sort of wiggling the hips down to find more connection. Or you could tuck both toes and lift both knees and bring them back down. And then we'll bring the hands under the shoulders, elbows hug to the ribs. Already starting to find length through the neck. So reaching your ear tips forward as your eyes stay on the mat. And then we'll inhale, lift the heart up, baby cobra. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, lift it up, baby cobra. Exhale, bring it back down. One more time, inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, come back down, and we'll replace our hands with our forearms and come into Sphinx pose. Elbows under the shoulders, forearms out in front of you, eyes about 3 feet on the floor in front of you. Relax your entire body here. And we'll just take 3 deep breaths. One more inhale. And exhale. Good. Come on down, rest your forehead or your opposite cheek. Pick up your feet, windshield wiper the legs. And we'll come onto our backs. Feet to the floor, knees up, elbow popping. And we'll set up for a couple of bridge poses. So we're setting up for a bridge. Walk your feet in pretty close to your body. And you should already feel the tailbone or the sacrum, the lower back, lengthening as the feet are walking in. So if you feel like it's a struggle to lengthen the tailbone, try walking your heels in a little more. Hands come beside the body, palms on the mat. You might already feel the shoulders working to adjust to that. And if you'd like, if you want to get deeper here, you can tuck the shoulders under the chest right away. Otherwise, keep the shoulders as they are, the space between the shoulders flat to the mat. It's totally fine as we're working our way into this. And then anchor into the balls of the feet. Feel all 10 toes pressing down. Root through the heels of the feet, and as you root, inhale, lift the hips up. Hips lifting first, spine is following. The chest reaches for the chin reaches up towards the sky. Not a big movement, just a little lift as we find length in the back of the neck. 3 slow breaths here in Setu Bandhasana. Relax your glutes, turn on the inner thighs. One more inhale. Exhale, release top of the spine first and let the rest of the vertebrae follow. As the hips come down, windshield wiper the knee. And we'll set up bridge pose one more time. Finding stillness with the knees, pushing down into the feet, first through the toes, the ball, the heels, and then let that next inhale lift the hips up. Maybe this time the hands interlace or the shoulders tuck even more underneath the chest. Big toe edges of the feet press down so we can release the glutes and work the inner thighs. 5 breaths here. You got this. Little smile. Still anchoring into the balls of the feet. 2 more breaths. One more inhale. Release, roll it down, top to bottom of the spine like a wave. Exhale, 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 empty out. And then we'll hug both knees into the chest. Feel all of that length in the low back as we circle the knees around the chest. So using the hands on the kneecaps softly to guide this circle, like you're painting on the ceiling with your kneecaps. And then reverse your circle. And keep the right knee in, stretch the left leg out long. And then we'll take the left hand onto the right knee and guide it across the body to the left. So finding a supine twist here. Right arm can reach out from the shoulder. And take 3 breaths here. We'll unwind and switch. So we'll switch at the same time. As the right leg stretches long, the left knee hugs in. Just a little extra core work, why not? As the right foot finds the floor, right hand will gently guide the left knee all the way across the body, finding our supine twist. Left arm extending from the shoulder, if that feels all right. It could also hang out on the floor by the side. 3 long, slow breaths here, relaxing into it. Let's unwind. Left knee hugs in. Right knee hugs in. We'll circle on the low back. And then cross the ankles. Vertical massage onto the floor as we start to rock and roll our way up. Back to set. And as you come to sit, how are we doing on time? Perfect. As you come to sit, just one more thing in our practice, and that's a counter stretch from all this back bending, all this upper body opening. Take your hands, move your glutes out of the way, send them back. You feel those little sits bones pushing into the floor. Bring the feet together, really together. Deep flex in the feet. We'll lift the arms out and up one more time, that wide wingspan. Lower belly pulls in, rib cage pulls in as we hinge forward and fold. Getting that length in the hamstrings, feeling that pulling in from the belly. And maybe your hands don't reach your toes, maybe they reach the ankles or the thighs. Go with what feels good today and what doesn't make us want to collapse into the shoulders. We'll get to that. Lifting, lifting, lifting the heart, feeling like you can come up and over your knees. One more inhale, just like this. Exhale, let it all flop and fold. Now rounding the spine, relaxing the feet, relaxing the hands onto the floor. And then rooting down through the sits bones. We'll stack our spine one more time as we slowly roll up to sit. From here, take any final shapes or movements that you would love before Shavasana or come right back into it. You can keep this movement going and just take it all the way back to the floor. Arms relaxing by the sides. The feet can go out nice and wide if they feel like they want some space. Sometimes they do. And as you let yourself settle into your Shavasana, as you feel the floor rise up to support you, squeeze your hands into tight fists, squeeze your toes, squeeze your eyes shut, deep breath in, big sigh, let it go. Begin to deepen your breath and invite small movements back into your body, wiggling fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Reach your arms overhead, full body stretch, reawakening into this space, this moment, this day. And curl into a little ball on whichever side is your favorite right now. Pausing here for just a moment. And then taking your time to get there and keeping your eyes heavy or closed. Bring yourself back to whatever seat is comfortable for you. And find a little organic movement along the way. Maybe you're feeling it in the shoulders, all those planks, all those back bends, wrists. Maybe you draw circles with the nose one way and then the other. And then settle in. Let the eyes softly close. Sit nice and tall. And just feel how you feel. Relax your eyes, your jaw, your shoulders, your glutes, and take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Deep breath in. Big sigh, let it go. We'll seal our practice the way we begin with the vibration of Om one time, gathering hands at heart center, lifting heart to thumbs, bowing head to heart. And we'll inhale for Om. Om. Bring the base of your thumbs to rest between your eyes and lift your gaze to invite wisdom in. Hold into yourself with gratitude for your practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Ash.
And I will see you next week, either here or in the studio or
Yeah, hopefully at the Racquet Club.
yeah, I think that's the plan as it was told to me today. So
That was
should be back in
wonderful.
there.
Again, and have a great
Thank you.
evening.
Thanks. You as well.
Bye-bye.